Welcome to this week's episode of Hotline Fling.
Oh, yeah.
My name is Connor Maroney and I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Izzy Ivanetti. How you doing this week?
I'm very good. It's Easter.
It is Easter. It's not a very romantic holiday, if anything at all, to be honest with you. It's not much going on. How's your life treating you?
Oh, I've just eaten so much chocolate this morning. Bit of brain fog. Brain fog.
Yeah.
Mate, I've had a whole bunny.
Mate, you sound like you've had a couple
day.
beers.
It's been a big day.
Oh, well, we may as well get right into it. This one's kind of a bit of a wacky episode. It's going to go all over the shop a little bit, but promise me we'll guide you through to it at the end. But first thing we're going to start off with, and it's a little bit of sibling loving, as you'll call it. And
but
look,
it's not what you think. It's not incest.
No. It's not incest.
That's
it's
another
incest.
episode. That's coming.
But I guess it's kind of the conversation of how play on is it to crack on to your mate's sibling? And do you think it is that much of an issue? I think that, like, kind of at the age that we are now, around 25, it really shouldn't. But, like, in saying that, I could also imagine how annoying it could be at times. Like, do you reckon you could what do you have, brother or sister?
See, so I've got a younger brother, so I've never really understood the issue because he was always quite a few years younger that, no one would really see my brother out at a club or something.
Yeah.
But I do know other people, if they had like brothers or sisters around the similar age group, they'd get so protected and like really pissed off if they were like flirting or anything.
Well, my brother and sister were they're twins. So they had that the whole way through as well, like this exact same age and like people staying over or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I reckon it's completely fine. Like I would have no problem with anybody, like any of my mates dating. Oh, actually, there'd be a few.
Yeah.
There'd be a few that it would annoy me. But I think as long as you're respectful and you're in there with the intent of not just a fucking root, but like an actual, you get around them and you want to be with them, then like I can't really see a problem with it.
I don't know, like, okay, so you have a sister. What happens if, like, one of your mates was, like, seeing her, was over there for family dinner?
Yeah, like, I wouldn't care. I reckon I'd be sick. Like, then I'd have, like, a brother-in-law that I'd get around.
Yeah?
It would just make events cooler. I don't know. But, like, it wouldn't bother me as long as they weren't a cunt.
Okay, but then what happens if it does go bad, and one of them starts treating her wrong?
Well, this is where we're entering the territory of, do you want this shit in your fucking life? Because if you think about it realistically, like, you better hope that you have a fucking fantastic relationship with your brother and sister because they are about to find out everything about you as well because they're going to be in the friend circle, which you never really think about.
That is so true.
Because, like, I don't know, I probably wouldn't want, like, my family kind of know everything about me anyway, but at the same time, like, do I want them to be in the ins and outs of, like, who I'm seeing, all that sort of stuff? Because they're going to be in the thick of it.
Yeah, they know how many beers you've had the night before.
They can steal your mates as well.
Yeah. Okay. So it is, like, quite an in-depth issue. But the thing is, it's all well and good in the dating sphere of it, the clubbing. But then what happens when, people start getting married into the families? This was another topic.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole nother kettle of fish. But first of all, have you ever had a crack at a mate's brother?
No. I have thought like they might be cute, but I was like, nah.
I definitely have, and
so a mate's sister.
A mate's sister, yeah, for sure.
Older or younger?
Older, and it's so funny, but the one thing that like deterred me was the resemblance of my mate.
Oh yeah, because they look so like siblings look very similar. Obviously.
Yeah, they came out of the same vagina.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They're like the boy and girl version, literally.
Yeah, exactly. And this one in particular, I couldn't see the difference, to be honest with you, and it wigged me out.
But it obviously still turns you on.
No, because I didn't really go through with it.
Oh, you didn't go through with it because it reminded you too much of your mate?
Yeah, I was just like, oh, what am I doing here? This is kind of fucked.
Really? That's fair.
Oh, yeah, but as you're saying, when they get married into the family, that's a whole nother fucking shit show. And I know it firsthand.
This is the most, like, crazy story you'll ever hear.
It's not that crazy. It happens.
It's pretty hectic. Like, it could be made out of a movie, and this is Connor's life.
Yeah.
This is a real story. Like, usually we get a call
fucking weird.
That's the good thing. Family. Usually we'd have a call in of like an example of whatever topic it is. But you are the caller, and I was saying, like, you are the caller, and you're Yeah.
And because basically everyone listening will immediately go to ancestral territories, but my mum's brother married my dad's sister.
Okay, we're going to repeat that again. Like, everyone listen to this. This is hectic. And just say it again. Say it again.
My mum's brother married my dad's sister. So it would basically be like if you and me got married and then Ava, my sister, and your brother got married.
My brother, Alessandro.
And here's the problem when you get that deep. This is like an inception of family. So like I've only got 3 cousins who technically share all the same blood because they've got the exact same families
They're
on
pretty much
both
siblings.
sides.
Yeah, they're like half.
So that I'll never understand when someone's like, oh, I've got to go to a thing on the weekend with my cousins, my 45 fucking cousins. Like that's never resonated with me like at all.
So hectic. Like when you told me the story, I was like, it's hectic. So who got married first? Like, wasn't your parents together first?
No, they were the younger siblings.
They were the younger
so it was
siblings.
older and older and younger and younger.
It was the older and older and the younger and younger. And
Yeah.
then so were the older together first?
Older were together first, yeah, and then my parents met through them.
Yeah, and like to be fair, if you're like, oh, that guy's cute, you know, or like your boyfriend's sister is cute or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, go on a few dates. But then
also, back in the fucking 80s, 90s, you were just like, fuck it, if I meet someone I like, may as well fucking go for it.
You may as well go for it. And then, but it's just like, I think we're like, because we're so young, we're all naive to the fact, oh, like one day we'll all get married and have kids. That is obviously what happens after you've been together with people for a while. And then, then you'll,
What the fuck is
that? I just think it's a crazy story that like your cousins are pretty much siblings.
I'll tell you what though, the worst thing about it is like you got to imagine, right? Let's keep the same scenario of you, me, and our sisters and brothers.
Yeah.
Imagine like my sister and your brother are having arguments or whatever.
Yeah.
And then your brother's bitching to you about my little sister being a bitch or whatever the fuck. Then you're whinging about that to me. And I'm like, hey, that's my fucking sister.
Yeah.
And so now like everyone knows each other too well. So the fights are like intimate and game on. Because there's no boundary that needs to be broken because you're both dating each other's sibling. So it's like, it's a fucking crock pot of who the fuck knows. But look, Christmas was always fun.
Oh, yeah. I bet.
Yeah,
I feel
wild
like every
shit.
Christmas is fucking wild.
Yeah, mine are getting bleaker and bleaker as the years go on. But anyway, that's another fucking story.
But yeah.
Anyway, speaking on brothers and sisters, I've got an extremely fucking funny story, and I need to quickly connect this because the idea is right. I know a fella who also just has a weird situation that I will explain. I'll just cut through this. Okay, so basically we're going to give one of my mates a call and it's such a funny, I'm not even going to lead into it. We're just going to get it straight from the source. Hopefully we can hear this. Can you hear that in your headies?
Yeah.
Hey, mate, how are you?
Big dog, how are we, mate? It's Connor and Izzy from Hotline Fling. How you going today?
Mate, always spectacular. I'm just getting my eyebrows plucked and loving life on this Easter Sunday.
Oh, mate, that's absolutely brilliant. Getting your eyebrows plucked. Look at you, the feminine dog himself.
Yeah, I know, mate. The big earth needed a bit of cleaning up. Those misses plucking my eyebrows. So we're half done and we're going for the other half after this.
Oh, mate, brilliant. That's exciting. So, mate, we've just been talking about brother and sisterly love. As we've been doing because we initially started with see if this will trip you out a bit, but my mum married my dad's sister. Wait, what? My mum's brother married my dad's sister.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is cool. But speaking of brothers and sisters, the funniest thing is recently your name's Josh and your sister's name's Caitlin, but you've also your girlfriend for a while now. Also shares the same name as your sister.
This is correct.
And if I'm not mistaken as well, does your sister not also go out with a bloke that has your name?
Hello?
Have we lost him?
Whoops, I've accidentally pressed mute. I'm back. But yeah, that's correct. Throwing a real spanner in the works there. My sister's been dating a Josh for quite a while now. And I actually trained him at Macca's, and we all worked at Macca's together. And then that sort of happened. So I never really obviously thought anything of it. And then Caitlin, who I'm dating with, I worked with her for ages at Grilled. So I've just never really, to me, it's not that weird, but other people are just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah,
But,
no, for sure. I'm thinking about it in my head, and I'm like, could I date a girl with my sister's name? And I feel like Caitlin's a pretty fucking it's a name that gets thrown around a lot, so you can probably make a few excuses. Like my sister's name's Ava. It's too intimate.
As well, man. Like my best mate growing up, his oldest sister was also a Caitlin. So I've just been surrounded by Caitlins my entire life. So
it wasn't really a worry.
I don't know. Maybe if it popped up on Co-Star, I wouldn't be surprised if it told me to go for a Caitlin. It's just that sort of vibe. So.
Because my concern is when Connor was telling me the stories, usually when you're in a relationship, you have a little cute dating or nickname for your partner.
Yeah.
Is it like a Katie, a Kitty? And then do you accidentally call your sister that? What's that about?
I want to know the first time.
I've never actually called my sister Caitlin, really. I've always referred to her as Kate or Katie. And I've never referred to my girlfriend as Kate or Katie. It just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, right. Okay, so there's clear separation.
Yeah, so my little name for her is actually nothing to do with her name. It's just Miss Ma'am.
Miss Ma'am.
So Miss Ma'am. Yeah, it's a bit of a left field one.
Yeah, no.
Miss Ma'am.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Yeah, so
have you asked your sister though? Have you asked your sister Caitlin what the name may be for old mate Josh? Not you, Josh, but boyfriend Josh.
So boyfriend Josh, his last name's Marshall. So everyone has just always referred to him as Marshall. So there's no Joshes thrown around there.
Oh, that actually makes sense. I've met him as well, and I didn't refer to him as Josh then. So you slipped through the cracks. You guys just fucking
you guys have
just
slipped through.
It's a full family secret.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. So look, who knew we could pull it off? But so far it's been pulled off. It's been working all right. So
mate, fuck yeah, that's hilarious. I love
You've
that.
done well. I'm quite impressed.
Oh mate, yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
That's good perseverance.
Well, yeah, exactly. You just gotta, I don't know, just. There's a few swing and misses along the way, but yeah, we've just come through and it seems to be all going straight now. So
credit to the boys.
Yeah, exactly. Full credit to the boys. Shout out to them. So love it.
Brilliant, mate. Thank you for that. We'll love you and leave you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
No dramas. Lovely to talk to you guys.
See you, big dog. Bye-bye.
See ya.
So, yeah, I think it's fucking hilarious, that one.
That was a good one. I'm so impressed by, their coping mechanisms for this.
The maturity.
Especially, because it is true, Caitlin is a long name. You can come up with a billion things for that.
Yeah.
But Josh, your one-syllable name.
Yeah.
Joshy, Josho.
Nah.
It's a tough one to make different in the bedroom and then also for your brother.
Just keep it on a last name basis.
Keep it on a last name basis. She's done well.
Rightio, Ivan Eddie. On to the next one then, huh?
Beautiful.
And what do we have? I believe... Rightio, this episode of the Hotline Fling podcast was brought to you by our proud sponsors, the Lad Collective. These boys are from Brizzy, and they've started up their very own sheet company. And they've given it a little bit of a different take on it, where they're trying to get their sheet together for blokes because it's been all too much of a problem for them. But
and I love these sheets. I know they're for blokes, but I also think they're really handy because they have the top left, top right, bottom left, and bottom right tags on them. And I'm not sure about you, but it's literally takes me an extra 5 minutes to figure out what corner to put my sheets on every time.
And my favourite thing about them that I actually use, because these are the sheets that I use, they've got the centerpiece on the top sheet. So your sheets are always like your grandma's. They're tucked in perfectly everywhere. So trust me, Think about how many blokes need these. Girls, you know your boyfriend fucking needs these, especially from winter. He's been sweating in the old ones all summer. It's fucking gross. So get yourself a pair of the Lad Collective sheets and you get $20 off your first order if you use the code AFP20 at checkout. I repeat, AFP20 at checkout. Back to the podcast. Rightio, Izzy, we're on to another little bit of a bit of a sketchy one here. This one could be perceived very differently for a lot of different people, I reckon. And it's how long until your mate's ex is back on the cards and is back in the field? I mean, it is a touch and go situation. I personally believe that there's like a certain set of friends that you're 100% like, you're like, there's no way in the fucking world I'm going to get with any of their exes because it's too close to home and you get that bro code.
100%.
But then who's to say that like a fringe friend or an acquaintance of yours that like you don't really like, you know them, but you're not really friends. But if you meet someone,
team,
exactly.
like,
fuck it. If you meet someone, like you're not just going to shut it down. You got to look after yourself sometimes as well. But some people jump the gun a little bit too early and they'll hop over into something very prematurely. And if it is especially with somebody within the friend circle, it can be fucking damaging.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Have you ever had a crack at a mate's ex?
Look, I believe if it's like in a circle, like friend group, 100%, I think it's a no-go. It's surely a no-go.
In a circle, fuck yeah, for sure.
But then I was like researching this topic beforehand, and then like even like the biggest movie ever made, like Love Actually, the guy's best mate is out the front of that chick's house with the bloody cards at Christmas telling her I love you. And I was like, that's, you can't watch that movie and think that guy's a good bloke. You know what I mean? Like, that guy's a bit of a fucking dickhead. That's your best mate's wife. Like,
all right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so.
But then, like, what if you go down the end of the chain where it's like an ex from 3 years ago, they've moved on and they're with somebody new now? Like, is that person then completely off the cards forever for you? Like, I mean,
that's good. Okay, look.
Like, I feel like there is a grey area where it's actually game on.
There is a grey area.
Because, like, I'm thinking about my exes now, and like 80%, I'd be like, I wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah, it needs to be a few years.
It comes the main problem, more than anything, goes against my best belief of getting over someone. My best belief of getting over somebody is out of sight, out of mind.
100%.
So if your mate starts fucking seeing your ex and then brings them back into the circle and you've got to hang around that fucker all the time, every weekend, and watch them fucking hooking up and all that, that sucks. That's happened to me, and it's trash because like you just want it to be out of your fucking sight. Like even though you've got no animosity, you're just like, I don't want to be surrounded by them every weekend.
Well, I think that brings in another topic. If like a guy or a girl breaks up with someone in a friendship group and then jumps to the next person in the friendship group, I think that says more about the person who's jumped around than do you know what I mean?
It's definitely the jumper, but it's also as well like
I think leave the group.
You can't be like, as a friend, you've got to have some sort of loyalty in the sense that you can't just like fucking slip up and get with your mate's ex just for free, like for whatever. Because I feel like a lot of people would do it mostly out of being like in a lonely place, being desperate, if you will, and then kind of going for a low-hanging fruit that is the ex that maybe you could swindle, which is a bit fucked. But I think the message, I saw actually something hectic on TikTok, good advice actually.
Yeah.
This is an old guy and he was saying basically like there's an old saying that you should never go grocery shopping while you're hungry because you're always going to... Because you're always going to get, you're never going to get what you need. You're always just going to get whatever you can. Yeah.
Wait, you mean you should never go looking for love when you're lonely? Is
exactly, because you're not going to get what you need. You're just going to go for the person you can get. I mean, lonely.
Lonely, okay.
Because, when you're in that desperate sort of stage and all you want is something just even like for a night or anything
100%.
And you go for something, then like... Who the fuck knows? You can slip up and make some stupid fucking decisions.
Exactly.
But like, not saying that I have, but
also like the best kind of like love and even the best like flings come along when you're not expecting it and you're not looking for it. So
That desperate
Yeah,
stage is like
that
scary.
desperate
You got to
stage,
get like you got to get more into the
the Darrow's
idea of
come.
loving yourself a bit more rather than
Yeah,
jumping into anything just because
Yeah.
it's there. Because more often than not, that person's probably not the best option for you because it was just the
course.
fucking first thing you ran into.
exactly. So, okay, let's talk about a mate. And when we say mate, let's go like inner circle, but also kind of outer circle. You might be in a group, like a few group
Yeah,
chats
like
with
went
this
to
person.
school with him, but
Went to
like
school, don't see him out, but might see him on a Saturday. Might go to pre-drinks with him sometimes.
yeah, see him
Yeah.
let's say once every 2 months.
Once a month, maybe once every 2 months.
Oh, once a month. Fuck,
Maybe
that's
once
pretty
every 2
dog.
months.
I don't know if I could do that.
Okay, once every 2 months. Same, then, we'll do the girl perspective as well. They've just broken up with their ex. Okay. The ex, obviously nothing was there while they were together, but you may
Yeah.
have thought that person was attractive. They were always nice. What are you doing?
Look, I
How
think
long are you leaving it?
it's so dependent on the situation, but like I think maybe like a year.
Oh, yeah.
I think like anything within that, all you're gonna do is just cause drama.
Yeah.
Like you know what you're getting into. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
sometimes you go into those things and you know that no one's gonna be fucking happy with you. You're gonna be public enemy number one for a tidbit. So
Fucking
like
oath.
you don't want to be the person that rolls in 2 months after, especially if you're
Yeah.
a good mate. Like
Yeah.
I think the idea would be after a year and then play it out. But I'm always being like, my main thing is like, if you feel like you're doing something wrong, you're probably
probably
doing
are,
something
yeah.
wrong. And then on top of that, there's nothing wrong with liking someone and wanting to go out with them, especially if it is your mate's ex or whatever. But like, as I said, like more acquaintance type, because
Yeah.
I personally think like you should have the confidence to then go speak with that person and be like, hey, mate, like, I'm sorry that like this is happening or whatever, but I
Yeah.
do like her. This isn't just some bullshit. I actually need to
Yeah.
like have the conversation. I think when you man up and you do that,
Yeah.
a lot of the animosity gets taken out the way.
It
'Cause it doesn't look
does.
sneaky and it doesn't look like you're trying to hide something and doing something sly. It's more like you're taking ownership for your actions.
Yeah. But I think I do agree with that 1 year approach, because I think even that girl or that guy that has just broken up that you're interested in, they're probably still going through a breakup.
Yeah.
So you want them to be over something before you even try and pursue them, or if it's just
Exactly. Yeah, as
so
well.
it depends
You
what
don't.
you're looking for. But like,
Yeah, I mean,
if you
sure.
just want to be a
some-
rebound, fine. But
Yeah,
I don't think anyone would like you
yeah.
after that. But
No, you don't want to be the
Um,
rebound.
But yeah, I don't know if like, for example, I think like for girls would take this thing so much more seriously than guys. I feel like if you were to go and get with someone's ex, do you reckon?
I don't know, dude. I've seen dudes go fucking nuts. What do you mean? Like, think about every
Really?
fight that's ever been out. Like, it's been over a chick, and it's usually an ex and someone new getting with them.
True.
Like,
okay.
everyone doesn't take it well, and you add alcohol into the mix. It's usually a fucking recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
However, I think a lot of that can all be avoided when you take the ownership of knowing that you are kind of doing something a little bit sketch or a little bit like not on the table.
Yeah.
Man up and go present it in the
Yeah.
way that you should, rather than beating around the bush and
Yeah.
hiding.
Yeah. So wait a year and present is what you would do. I think.
But fuck, I mean, there is no real time limit. If you really fucking like them and it's on like Donkey Kong, fucking like
I
it.
know.
it-
I
it's-
think
it's-
you
it's-
gotta have
I can't do the inner circle.
respect.
The inner circle is just not
Yeah,
a
inner
thing.
circles just like never. I think inner circles like never. If they're kind of outer but mutual, it would still kind of be never, or like a year and then ask.
Yeah, there's going to be a time as well where you look, because we live in
Yeah.
fucking Brisbane where everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone's girlfriend currently, you know one of their exes. Like, it's
Yeah.
just, there's a long line of it. It's unavoidable.
Yeah.
Everyone's in each other's back pocket. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
Or just
like-
move out of Brisbane and then you don't have this problem.
Yeah, look, yeah, or move the fuck away, I guess. But, like, yeah, I reckon exes are not game on. If you're going to do it, fucking man up.
Yeah. So we reckon we're gonna give it a while, and then if you do it, because we did the poll
Yeah.
and we had a few respondents, like 20%, who said they reckon a few weeks is enough for a cooling off period.
Yeah, that's
20%.
That's fucked. That's punch in the mouth territory.
Oh,
If my mate go with my ex a few weeks after me breaking up, I'm decking that bloke. Like there's no two ways about it. I
I
think.
think that's just expected. Like there's gonna be dogs in any breakup. Like I even remember
2 weeks, but
no, but like I remember like a guy and a girl of like I'm within my friendship group broke up, and the guy was like, I don't want you hanging out with my friends, not because I don't trust you as the girl, but I don't trust my mates.
Yeah, right.
And that's what he said. He's like, I don't actually trust my mates to be around my ex, so I don't want my ex hanging out with my friends. And I think some guys can be quite dog to their mates when a chicky babe is involved.
Shit, yeah. Dude. Blokes will fly around in the DMs. It can get a bit fucking. I've seen it happen. But yeah, I guess that's where you got to look at your fucking mates. I guess
that's when the goss comes out. Hey, when you break up and then you see which one of their mates are in the DMs.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. But yeah, fuck, just steer clear out of it, fellas. Don't be a fucking dog, cunt.
Bloody oath.
And yeah, I guess I'll pretty much wrap up that, and we'll go straight to our
mailbag.
Love sack.
Love sack.
So we do have a message for our love sack. Love sack.
Love sack.
Okay, hopefully this works.
Our field researcher.
Yeah, this bloke has been the backbone of this podcast. Whenever we need something, he comes through last minute.
He runs the...
Buddy, calling in dietary requirements on dates. Once went on a date there where this girl couldn't literally eat a fucking thing. Allergic to everything under the sun. Didn't give a heads up there. Where are you drawing the line where you're like, I'm genuinely not going to have a good time because you can't eat a fucking thing. We can't go anywhere. Let us know.
Look.
So I was at lunch yesterday and I was talking with my mate about this, the one that just called through, and basically we were talking about how, as he just explained, he was on a date and the person that he was with on the date had so many dietary requirements that all that she could end up eating was a bowl of rice on the date.
What?
And it's like, for me, on a first date, if I see that, that's major red flags because you know that this is not, like, how many times do you go out to fucking dinner with your misso once you start going out? Like, a shitload. So you don't want to be going everywhere and eating off the kids' menu. You can't go anywhere exciting or different or try something. It's like, I don't know whether it's a measurement sort of on their character or if it is just a taste thing. Like, look, there's some things I fucking hate. Like, I will fight you if you get a banana near me. But look, that's as far as it goes, you know what I mean? Like, I'll eat everything else. So, like, we can go to restaurants, do yada yada. But if you can't fucking eat anything, that limits so many dating options.
Okay, see, in my opinion, at the surface, this issue may just be on food and, you know, maybe a picky eater. But I truly believe this goes way deeper, right? If you're like, hey, try an oyster, and they're like, oh no, maybe that actually means that their personality trait doesn't like to try new, doesn't like to try new things.
Yeah.
And doesn't like to be adventurous. So you might be like, oh yeah, she's just ordered rice, that's okay. But really, I reckon maybe she'll just like hate experiencing new culture and new things.
Yeah, like you reckon it just doesn't stop there?
Yeah, I don't reckon it just stops there at a bowl of rice.
Either.
I reckon like you need to take risks, take chances, and I think it can be reflected in the palate.
And also just like a first date, it's so like crucial to like you who you are. And if you're just a bowl of rice is pathetic.
It's pretty bad. And like also like I think we've spoken about this, like first dates is when you really show off, you know, you'll be like, oh, this pad thai, I had this in Thailand. You know, you kind of like tell stories. You kind of bullshit a bit, like pretend you know like way more than you do.
Yeah.
To just kind of sit there and like eat a starch.
Mate, if you've got a bland palate, you've got a bland personality.
Yeah,
in my fucking head.
A bland palate, a bland personality.
Yeah, but like, I just like a bowl of rice is just fucking ridiculous. I wouldn't be able to cop that. It would just be too shit.
And it's, I don't think it's very attractive, especially if it was a guy. Holy shit. If that was a guy who ordered like a bowl of rice or just like plain noodles or whatever, I don't think I'd see that person again.
I used to know a guy that would get ham sandwiches from Subway. Just ham on the bread.
I think that might be my red flag. I think this might be my ick. Because I've never had an ick or a red flag.
A picky eater? Or like an extremely one?
But like, no, like an extreme, like...
And let me preface as well, if you've got some fucked up, like, some sort of shit going on with you that
yeah,
you
like
can't
you don't eat
like,
fish or, you
like,
don't eat
if
prawns,
you're generally
that's
like allergic
fine.
or whatever, like that's whatever. But we're
Or
talking
you
about
can't eat
like
gluten, obviously that's fine, but I'm talking like
I don't like the people where it's like I hate eggs, and you're like, have you tried a fucking egg? And
you
they're
can
like,
make eggs
and they're
a
like,
lot of ways,
and they're
bro.
like, yeah, I had an egg when I was 3, and I don't like it. What the fuck are you talking about? You're 23, cunt. Grow up, get a fucking grip, and like figure yourself out, and stop saying you don't like shit because you fucking had it when you were 4 years old. It's pathetic. What next? It's actually gross. Have a crack.
It's just like red wine and like beer. Like no one likes it when they first try it.
No, you
like,
give it a go. But also, if you're like, I haven't had it since I was 3, and I'm like, try it now, and you're like, no. Like, what are we talking about?
what are we discussing here?
Yeah.
Is this like this
You
child?
don't like something from 20 years ago?
This is what I was trying to bring up. It's like a childhood trauma that they've had from when they were younger.
Yeah, I know.
And it's actually deep as shit, and it's a red flag, and I think you should fucking run.
My sister wouldn't
I
eat
think you
bacon
should-
because she choked on it once. And I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck you,
no,
dude.
you gotta
That's
give
pathetic.
it a go.
Oh, well. But, fuck, I had something else to say. Oh, yeah, we were also discussing at the table with the group of people there. When this came up, there was a few girls that said, I would happily get up there and say, you know what? I don't think this is going to work out. The date's done. And would get up. And I was like, oh my God, I could
I was
not
thinking
do that.
I think
but
I could.
is there a time in a date where you can just go, I'm going to just be honest here and just say, you know what, this isn't working out, get up and leave and be like, this date's done and just cut it off rather than leading them on or
I
having
would
it.
fucking do that, but yeah.
You would do that in a date?
Yeah.
Fuck, I wouldn't do that.
Well, like I just
I'd be
make
too
sure.
scared.
Well, like I just make sure the dates I go on, I have met them a few times before, just so I gauge their
first date.
personality. But like, and like, I've met some like just like some dumb dickheads recently, and I was like, look, if I was stuck, I could get through a first drink with them, but I couldn't get through an entree with them,
Yeah, right.
and I would just have to leave. I would honestly, I think I'd
so
be
do you
like,
reckon it's
I'm
chill?
really sick. I don't give a fuck what they think. I don't give. It doesn't matter if it's chill, Connor. It doesn't matter if it's the most embarrassing moment of my life or like most embarrassing moment of their life.
I mean, like the day would have to be pretty fucking
this,
bad
like,
for me to do
Oh,
that.
like you meet some people like okay, I have this guy in my head who just had like the biggest ego, but was the most boring person at the exact same time.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, yeah, I can't sit in front of you like of a table.
You
in front
fucking
of,
suck,
I
basically.
would just walk out, and it doesn't matter if it's awkward or embarrassing or weird.
Yeah, I would be too scared.
But why?
And my
Like
etiquette
you're worried
would just,
of hurting, like because you're scared of hurting that person's feelings.
Yeah, I would just be happy to finish the day
But
and then run.
obviously, like that person is like rude or weird or annoying, so it doesn't
Yeah,
even matter
yeah.
if you hurt their feelings.
That's true, I guess. Like,
Like,
on
imagine-
paper
okay,
it's
like,
fine, but I'm too
Connor,
much of a
I've
pussy.
No, but imagine if you're on a date with a chick, she just ordered a bowl of rice. She hasn't tried to make a conversation with you. She's been on her phone half the time. She's been really rude. You've bought every drink and you're about to order the mains. You're like, this girl has been so rude the whole night. I just want to walk out of here. Would you feel bad about walking out on that girl?
Yeah, like, no, probably not, I guess.
Probably not. You'd just be like, sorry, I feel really sick. I'm just going to go home. It was really nice to see you.
Yeah, so fair.
Like, if you have a reason to leave, you won't feel guilty.
So, yeah, maybe the bounce is on.
I think the bounce is on. Leaving a date is possible.
Leaving a date's, yeah, but they've got to be a pretty fucking monstrous person.
Not even that monstrous.
Like, if
You
they're
don't wanna be
trying.
there. Oh, if they're trying.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
they're
yeah.
Okay, no, that's different. If you know you don't like the person, but they're trying, then you stay. But
Yeah.
if you can just tell
If they're being
them
fucking
no.
prick, then yeah, you can
Yeah,
bounce. I've never really been in that
bounce.
situation where they're
Yeah,
being full
exactly.
prick.
You just don't get yourself into those situations.
Yeah, just go for nice girls, nice guys, huh?
Yeah.
Keep the dickheads out of it.
Fuck,
Need
you
someone nice
know.
to cuddle for winter. Well, anyway, I guess that
Get a
wraps
fucking
us.
jumping, mate.
Yeah, get a snuggie,
Mm.
fucking pussy. Anyway, well, let's wrap this one up then. It's so fucking hot in here. I'm sweating
Yeah.
buckets, cousin. Well, thank you for listening to this week's episode of Hotline Fling. We are popping now on Instagram, TikTok, all of that. So make sure you're following us there. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. Check it all out, and especially on YouTube and Spotify. If you can like, subscribe, and give us a little rating on Spotify, that'll be clutch. Anyway, any last words from you, Fizz?
Don't be scared to walk out on a date if the person's boring or a dickhead. And just re-listen to this podcast if you want the motivation.
Yeah, fucking oath. Couldn't have said it better myself. Peace out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hotline Fling.